An Ohio man is behind bars in Madison County accused of driving here to Kentucky, picking up a 14-year-old girl from school and then taking her to a local hotel.
Coming up, we'll tell you how the staff at the Primate Rescue Center are preparing for the retirement of laboratory chimpanzees across the United States.
The man who was arguably the greatest golfer of all time has died. We'll take a look at Arnold Palmer's legacy ahead.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon on this Monday. Sam Dick and Amber Philpott reporting. An Ohio man facing charges after police say he picked up a Madison County middle school student for sex.
Richmond police arrested Shiraz Ahmed last week. The Ohio man's arrest citation says he met the 14-year-old on social media, and police say he took her to a hotel. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has our top story at 4:30.
According to his arrest citation that we picked up today from Madison County District Court, Shiraz Ahmed brought the 14-year-old girl here to the Hampton Inn after picking her up from school. The citation explaining that Ahmed picked up the young teen from Madison Middle School. School district officials say the way that campus is set up, students have to walk from the main academic building to the cafeteria, which is in a separate building. While supervision is provided during that transition, the 14-year-old girl was able to slip away and walk off campus around 12:30 Thursday afternoon. They say that is when Ahmed picked her up. District officials say he was never actually on school property. Within a few minutes of her walking away, school personnel noticed she was missing and contacted her parents and the school's resource officer. Richmond police then starting an investigation. Officers say from school, the 35-year-old man from Ohio took the student to the Hampton Inn. Ahmed is charged with third-degree rape, sodomy, unlawful transaction with a minor, and tampering with physical evidence. Investigators say Ahmed first contacted the 14-year-old through social media and knew her age both before and after the crimes he is accused of. We are told once he picked her up, he deleted all applications and messages off of her phone. Ahmed is scheduled to be arraigned on those charges stemming from what happened here tomorrow morning inside of Madison County District Court. In Richmond, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
And we asked, but Ahmed declined our request for an interview from jail. We have been patiently waiting for it to finally feel like fall.
We have been patient, and the wait's almost over, but we'll have to get through some rain first. Jim, it did feel a little bit like fall, though, today. I really think it did.
Yeah, once we got into the afternoon hours, that big push of shower activity rolled through, and that also brought our fall feel to the air. It's kind of ugly out there, too, as well. A lot of gray skies showing up from Moorhead. There you see Frankfort here in Lexington. That's just part of it. When you have a front like this, all the moisture around and those shower chances, you're going to run into clouds and damp conditions, which is exactly what we're tracking all across Kentucky now with the arrival and now the passing of that cold front. Here's what we have on Defender Radar Network, and I've also thrown the temperatures in there so you can see that cool factor is showing up. It's 65 right now in Lexington. This time yesterday, we were around 23 degrees warmer. It's just incredible change. That's a true fall cold front, by the way, that's sweeping through. More low and mid-70s, even upper 70s are still holding steady across parts of southern and eastern Kentucky because the front hasn't made it through there yet. Let's put this all into motion so you can see what's happening with some of the showers, thunderstorms wrapping up to our east, and even the band of rain. You can kind of see it there. It's a broken band of showers that's sweeping through parts of the area right here. Those are attached to the actual frontal boundary itself, and even they are starting to fall apart some as they're working into eastern parts of Kentucky. And the cooler air is also coming for those folks as well. We will track the cooler air and just see how cool it gets coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jim. Fayette County Commonwealth's attorney Ray Larson is setting his final days down in office. Larson is retiring after nearly 32 years of being the county's chief prosecutor. His successor, Luanna Redcorn, was announced last week. Larson says he never wanted to be the old rascal who hung around too long. He says he's made so many friends throughout his years. Many are victims' families.
I say frequently to people who are friends now, I'm sorry we ever met, because something crummy had to happen before we met.
Amber's at the live desk now with our investigative reporter Miranda Combs with more on this story that she's working on for tonight at 6. Amber?
Sam, thank you. Miranda, as we both know, he's always good for a great soundbite. But you said this interview was very different than many others you've ever done with him.
And as you know, we've all gone to interview him. Usually you walk in, sit down, he says, here's what I have to say, goodbye. So I was a little concerned about how a sit-down profile would go with him, but he played ball with us and let us hang around his office for a bit to get a good story.
So he says he really is ready to go, right?
He's 73. He did have a health scare back in the winter, but he was fully recovered from that. He has 3 grandchildren, though I think it kind of put life in perspective for him a little bit. And also I think he feels comfortable with the staff he has in place and who his predecessor is going to be.
But is he really going to hang it up? Is he really done?
No, he has another office. In fact, he said, I'm not going to stop working at all. And he's going to go to that office every day still and still continue with his social media. He has quite a following with that. And also keep pounding the drum on some of the issues that he cares a lot about, like the repeat offenders.
He's had so many cases over the years. A lot of us would probably guess we know what his biggest disappointment is. Did he tell you about it?
The Shane Ragland case, of course, and we'll talk more about that coming up at 6. Very interesting look at his profession.
I want to know how long it's going to take him to clean out that office there. There's a lot of
there
stuff.
all weekend, too.
All right. Miranda, we'll see that story tonight. Sam.
Wildlife sanctuaries across this country are bracing for an influx of laboratory chimpanzees. The federal government has stopped backing experiments on the animals. As Mike Linden tells us, one of these sanctuaries is right here in the Bluegrass in Jessamine County.
Not too far from Nicholasville Road is a unique animal sanctuary. This is the Primate Rescue Center in Jessamine County.
The Primate Rescue Center is a nonprofit organization that provides lifetime care to rescued chimpanzees and monkeys.
Staff at the Primate Rescue Center say diet is very important to the primates here on the property. They say that while they don't know what they're eating when they're not here, well, while they are here, they're most certainly eating well. Whether it be fruit, vegetables, they have a lot of choices. Staff say most of the rescues come from people keeping them as pets or from laboratories using the primates for research. But Dunnington says there will soon be a lot more chimps that need a place to call home.
The National Institutes of Health have decided to retire their chimpanzees from the research community. So there will be no government funding to perform medical research on chimpanzees.
Staff say the center is at capacity and would need funding to build another enclosure to house the retired chimps.
We hope that the laboratories, universities, and pharmaceutical companies that have profited from the use of these chimpanzees in their research will be held accountable and will provide the funding that these animals deserve.
In Jessamine County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
And according to the National Institutes of Health, nearly 700 chimps in government and private labs will need new homes.
A well-known actress was in central Kentucky over the weekend. Emma Watson spent a few days at Berea College. She was asked to speak at the Bell Hooks Institute at the college. Watson says she talked about feminism and learned about Kentucky's history and diversity.
Charles Osgood and his beloved bow tie signing off from CBS Sunday Morning. You'll hear from him coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Here comes that fall air. We've had a couple of little rounds with it here recently, but this one is going to hold steady through the week. It's also going to be kind of ugly through parts of the week as well. Kind of like what you're seeing if you look outside right now with all the clouds and some of the showers across parts of eastern Kentucky, just the general gray factor. It's 65 currently in Lexington, and you see more mid-60s are also showing up where the front has made its way through the area. Eastern Kentucky still waiting on the complete arrival of that front, and you'll see your temperatures fall soon after, as we did here as well. A little breezy out ahead of the front. Now behind it, things are certainly much calmer. A few showers are broken along the boundary. It's right about there where you see those showers showing up. Just some general afternoon showers and thunderstorms popped up out ahead of the front as it was driving into eastern Kentucky. So there you see kind of the setup for us right now where we've got the cool air mass. It's already dominating most of Kentucky, still holding on to some of the warmer air out to our east. So let's break it all down, where we're going from here with the next 3 days. We've got sunny skies and very dry conditions for your Tuesday. Temps will remain on the cool side, though. Upper 60s, low 70s, puts us below average for this time of year. Wednesday, the shower chances return with even cooler air. At that point, I think we get stuck in the 60s area-wide. And then Thursday all the way through Sunday. It's a very dreary, very damp time period around here. It's not going to rain the entire run there from Thursday through Sunday, but you will be able to look out and see it, and then you'll be able to look out and just see clouds, and then you'll see it again. That kind of setup as we move forward, as we've got this messy forecast, an area of low pressure that's going to be cut off from the floor. What that means is it's just going to sit and spin, and when you have that, you run into shower chances, and you run into some cooler air. Nothing's really changing in the atmosphere. It stays kind of stagnant here with rain. So the low brings more chill and clouds with even more showers to go along with the chilly conditions that we'll have hanging around the area. Let's walk you through that. Get up to that point where they start showing up again, because they clear out tonight. Overnight, we'll likely see our temperatures drop into the mid-40s, upper 40s in some locations. Clouds a little bit steadier probably in eastern Kentucky because they still hold on to the backside of that front. Some clouds probably left over. You might be fortunate enough to be in the 50s. Then we get into the daytime hours tomorrow and upper 60s, low 70s. And we are talking about a gorgeous day until the low starts to sink toward the south and enhance those rain chances and also bring the clouds. At the same time, it'll stabilize temperatures somewhat at night. Here we go into your Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. I know the model is putting the showers right to the east. That could very well be showing up here to the west as well, closer to Lexington and points around central Kentucky. So it's all about the location of that low. You also see there that temperatures are down. Mid-60s at 5 o'clock into the afternoon and evening hours here. We are talking mid-60s and upper 60s. So that is a good indication of where we're going right there, that low influencing the weather from that point, and then it continues to influence the weather once we get beyond that. So we've got 65 out there right now. Winds are coming in out of the northwest. So we break down the forecast throughout the rest of the evening here and into the early morning hours. You'll see that we're stuck in the 60s and low 70s for daytime highs tomorrow. Off to the complete 7-day forecast, where we also track that chill. Daytime highs are stuck in the 60s there, guys. There's some data that tries to hint if the low gets in a certain position by the end of the weekend and end of the week and into the weekend, the week it gets stuck in the 50s in some areas. It's all about the placement of that low, and that would be an impressive chill, even for this time of year.
Well, despite being so dreary, it is nice to have a change in temperatures,
Yes, it
for
is.
sure.
Because it was 91 yesterday. This is not bad.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Lafayette High School, joining the cast of Sister Act, a preview of the show when we return here on WKYT.
Rehearsals are underway now for the production of a classic, Sister Act.
Our Deanne Stevens is out and about at Lafayette High School with a preview for us. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon from Lafayette High School, where I've joined the cast of Sister Act. Do I have it okay? You got it. I need to stay with the beat a little more. What if we went a little faster? Can you all keep up? We can definitely. These girls are fantastic, and they are ready to put on a heck of a production. Kicking things off here Thursday night for Sister Act. Savannah is with us. Main character, Miss Dolores, right?
Yes, it's so fun.
It has to be a fun role to play, and fun with all of these girls here. Talk about the hard work that goes into putting a production like this together.
I think the hardest thing is just making sure we all know where to be and what to do, and we've really definitely put in so much hard work, and it's really coming together.
Well, we can't wait to see it. Sarah Strohmeyer is with us, a Lafayette drama instructor. And Sarah, you guys this is quite a privilege for you all to be able to perform this. Yeah. Talk about the production and how you've put this together. First high school, right?
First high school in America, actually, to get it done from MTI's rights. You know, it's been 5.5 weeks. So our first rehearsal was the end of August, and you know, they've been here every night for 3 hours to 4 hours, and we've put in a lot of work and effort in order to get here.
All right, we're about to see a number. What are we going to see?
We are going to see, actually, it's the ending song of the show, but we don't want to spoil anything about what happens. You can probably tell that they're happy, though, so that's good.
Here we go. Take it away. Sister Act here at Lafayette High School. weekend here at Beeler Auditorium. Lafayette High School beginning Thursday night, running through Saturday. Come support the Lafayette High School Drama Department. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. He was a giant. Arnold Palmer, one of the greatest golfers of all time, died Sunday of complications from heart problems.
And a true gentleman. He was 87 years old. Hannah Daniels has more on his legacy on and off the golf course.
And a heartfelt thank you to our four-time Masters champion, Mr. Arnold Palmer.
Golfing trailblazer Arnold Palmer was known simply as the King. He learned the game from his father, who was a greenskeeper at a golf course in Pennsylvania. After serving in the Coast Guard, Palmer returned to the game he loved. His first tour win was the Canadian Open in 1955. Palmer is credited with making the game popular in the 60s and built a fan base known as Arnie's Army.
I'd like to think and truly believe that golf and golfers promote some sort of human values that symbolize so many Americans.
Over the course of his distinguished career, Palmer would go on to win 62 PGA titles and 7 major championships, including 4 Masters. He was the first man to reach $1 million in earnings on the PGA Tour. Palmer was also a savvy businessman. He even has a drink named after him. He was also the recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom and Congressional Gold Medal.
I have had some feeling about designated and distinguished award that the members of Congress, in fact, I'm particularly proud of anything that the House and the Senate agree on.
Following the news of his death, golfer Jack Nicklaus said in a statement, Arnold transcended the game of golf. He was more than a golfer or even great golfer. He was an icon. Tiger Woods says Palmer's philanthropy and humility are part of his legend. Arnold Palmer was 87. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
President Obama tweeted this last night, saying, "Here's to the king who was as extraordinary on the links as he was generous to others." Sam.
Class act. Charles Osgood signed off as anchor of CBS Sunday Morning for the last time this weekend. The special broadcast called Celebrating Charlie featured stories of Osgood's early years, career highlights, and his love for poetry, music, and even his bow tie collection. Osgood said goodbye after 22 years on CBS Sunday Morning and more than 50 years as a member of the CBS family.
I'm Charles Osgood. We'll be off next Sunday morning so that CBS Sports can bring you a special presentation of the NFL from London. Please join Jane Pauley here again in 2 weeks. As for me, I will see you on the radio. I want to thank you all in our wonderful audience, and I also want to thank all these people.
Special moment there. Osgood's bow tie collection will be donated to the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History as part of the permanent collection. Jane Pauley, as he referenced, will succeed Osgood as the new anchor of CBS Sunday Mornings. Coming up, you'll meet a woman who absolutely did not want to give up her purse. You can start to feel fall coming this way, can't you?
It's coming, that's
Yes,
for sure.
it is.
We've been waiting, Jim, what seems like a really long time for it to get here.
Yeah, it's been several months, right? And it is showing up out there all over the place here this afternoon with some of the temperatures really tanking. Now, some of the headlines, rain attached to the cooler air is wrapping up this evening, and the fall air is finally here. And it's going to stay around through the entire 7-day forecast at least. But the problem coming with that is the dreary days will be with it. You can see temperatures area-wide, at least in central Kentucky, in the 60s. We've warmed up here a couple of degrees in Lexington. We're at 67. We've been around 65 most of this 4 o'clock hour, but bumping up a little bit now that the rain is gone. But the rain still holding on for parts of eastern Kentucky, but that will eventually wrap up as well. You can see by early tomorrow morning, we could find ourselves in the 40s in many locations. Now that is a fall chill. Almost make you think of winter a little bit, because it will grab you when you get up early tomorrow morning. That's all I got in the weather world, but Don is busy tracking traffic issues out there. We got Don.
Well, I have one a crash at Tates Creek Road between Albany and Lansdowne. That is a non-injury collision. They just cleared the one on I-75 near US 60. So the one at Winchester Road and the interstate has been moved out of the way. Normal traffic flow through there at the moment. Drive times to Frankfort, 27 minutes. To Winchester, about 24. Now back to the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. A brave woman tries to stop a thief at a Nobel Parody Award. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
We don't suggest you do this, but a bold purse snatching was caught on camera at a Florida gas station. The victim didn't want to let the thief go easily. Watch as she climbed on top of his car, reached in and hit the man as he starts driving away. Janelle Della Liberia attempted to retrieve her purse before she was knocked to the ground and actually almost run over there. She suffered a badly sprained ankle, lots of cuts and bruises, but otherwise, amazingly, sounds like she's going to be okay.
That is the good news. All right, a British researcher and designer is the latest recipient of a globally recognized award. Well, sort of. Thomas Thwaites was given an IG Nobel Prize for his excellent work impersonating an alpine goat. All right. The real awards are parodies of actual Nobel Prizes handed out each year to 10 unusual or trivial achievements in scientific research. As you can see, Thomas uses prosthetic limbs that enable him to walk like a goat. He is even seen eating grass and failing to keep pace with his nimbler herd mates. Thomas says he lived with the goats for 3 days during the study. So what I want to know about that is where did he get with that study? What's the outcome?
I don't know.
But he has an award.
I would have given anything if one of them would let him have a little butt to the head. Just let him know,
We're going to have to figure that out. What did he learn from that?
Don't mix with us.
On that note today, we'll see you coming up at 5 right now.